Officer Nancy Tengler, Capital Wealth Planning Chief Investment Officer Kevin Simpson, and founder of Michael Lee Strategy, Michael Lee. Good to see all of you. Kevin, let me start with you. Futures are climbing. Great insight there. Mike, Bitcoin rising back above 50,000 for the first time since May. The cryptocurrency getting a boost after PayPal announced it will allow people to buy, hold, and sell Bitcoin in the United Kingdom. Mike, your reaction to Bitcoin's move to the upside here?
Yeah, Dagan, we've discussed this before. When you look at Bitcoin, you either believe that this is something that's real or it's not. And if it's real, the investment thesis is based on central bank money printing, which doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. Even though we may engage in a taper, at the end of this taper, the Fed's still going to have a $10 trillion balance sheet where they're going to buy $200 to $300 billion worth of interest and principal running off that balance sheet every month. Okay, we're about to pass a $1.2, $1.3 trillion infrastructure bill, which very little goes into infrastructure. It's going to create another $500 billion in new debt, and there's another $3.5 trillion behind it. So the notion that somehow the U.S. is going to slow down money printing, I believe, is a bit of a farce. And then when you look at the rest of the world, the fiscal problems with every other major currency in the world are just as bad, if not worse. So you now have all sorts of major investment players like Brevan Howard, Steve Cohen at Point72, several other major hedge funds getting involved in this, a lot of institutional holdership. The best days of Bitcoin are clearly in front of it. We have historical trends where you get a 50% pullback, and then you generally make new highs that are multiples of the previous high. If that happens in the next month or two, I'm not sure, but I definitely think all-time highs are very far from here for Bitcoin. And if I was an investor, I'd be dollar cost averaging into it on a weekly or monthly basis, however liquidity, however your own personal liquidity situation works out. So look, I think when it makes new highs like this, it hits the headlines. You see a lot more capital pull in. Unfortunately, a lot more people are going to buy it here at 50,000 than a month ago at 30,000. So we'll see where it goes from here.
Nancy, let's move